Welcome to Learn English from them. For a new English session, let's begin. The Road to Belief, David's Journey to Confidence and Success. Chapter 1, A Quiet Start. David was a quiet boy. He lived in a small town with his mother and sister. Every morning, he walked to school with a heavy backpack and a heavier heart. He did not like speaking in class. He was afraid of making mistakes. David was not lazy. He worked hard. He did his homework. He read books. But he always felt something was missing. He had one big problem: he did not believe in himself. One day, his teacher, Mrs. Carter, gave the class a writing assignment. "Write about a dream you have," she said. David looked at his paper. A dream? He had many. But he had never told anyone. He began to write. "One day, I want to be a speaker. I want to help people believe in themselves. I want to stand in front of a crowd and tell them they are enough." He stopped. That dream was too big for someone like him. He erased the words and wrote, "I want to be a good student." When Mrs. Carter read his paper, she smiled. "David," she said, "I think you have a bigger dream. Don't be afraid of it." That moment stayed in David's mind. Chapter 2, A New Voice. Weeks passed. Mrs. Carter asked David to read a short story in front of the class. His hands shook. His heart raced. He wanted to say no. But he saw Mrs. Carter's smile. He stood up. He read slowly. His voice was low. But he finished. The class clapped. A girl in the front said, "You read well, David." That night, David looked in the mirror and said, "Maybe I can do it." He started practicing at home. He read out loud to his sister. He watched videos of great speakers. He listened to how they used their voice. He copied their tone, their style. One day, he told his mom, "I want to speak to people, not just read." His mom hugged him. "Then speak. Your voice is your gift." Chapter 3, The First Speech. In high school, David signed up for the speech club. On the day of his first speech, he was nervous. His paper shook in his hands. But he remembered his dream. He looked at the audience. He said, "I used to be silent. I used to hide. But now, I want to speak. Not because I'm brave. But because I am tired of being afraid." The room was quiet. Every eye was on him. He finished his speech with a smile. People clapped. One student said, "Your words helped me." David felt a new feeling. It was not pride. It was peace. He had done something he feared. And he had helped someone. Chapter 4, Challenges and Doubts. Not every speech went well. Sometimes, he forgot his lines. Sometimes, people laughed. One time, a judge said, "You are not strong enough for this." David wanted to quit. But his mom said, "Strength is not in how loud you speak. It's in not giving up." He remembered his first speech. His first fear. He kept going. He wrote more. He practiced more. He joined more contests. He didn't win them all. But he grew. Chapter 5, The Big Stage. Years later, David was invited to speak at a youth conference. He walked on stage with confidence. Thousands of eyes looked at him. He smiled. He began. "I once erased my dream because I thought it was too big. Today, I live that dream. Not because I am special. But because I chose to believe." He shared his story. He talked about fear. About failure. About faith. When he finished, people stood up. They clapped. Some cried. A boy came to him and said, I want to speak too. David said, then start. Even if your voice shakes. Chapter 6, Giving Back. David started a group for young speakers. He taught them what he learned. He told them, your story matters. Your voice matters. He helped kids who were like him. Kids who were quiet. Who were afraid. He saw himself in them. Each time he spoke, he felt grateful. For his teacher. For his mother. For his first speech. For not giving up. Chapter 7, The Lesson. David always ended his talks with this message. You do not need to be perfect to begin. You only need to believe. Speak your dream. Live your truth. Help others do the same. His story became a light for many. Not because it was easy, but because it was real. And so, David continued. Not just to speak, but to lead. To teach. To lift. Because he had learned, a quiet voice can still change the world. Now let's learn from The Power of Just One Step, a motivational English story for learners. Chapter 1, The First Word. It all started with a word. Maria sat in her small room, surrounded by old books and her father's dictionary. The word, hope, jumped out at her from the page. She didn't know how to say it correctly, but it made her feel something. Something powerful. Something that told her, you can do this. Maria had always wanted to learn English, but fear held her back. She thought her accent was too strong. Her grammar was too weak. But that day, something inside her shifted. She whispered the word aloud, hope. It wasn't perfect. But it was hers. And that was the beginning. Chapter 2, The Mirror. Maria practiced every morning in front of her mirror. She would say simple sentences. I am Maria. I like to learn. I believe in myself. At first, it felt silly. But then she noticed something. Her confidence started to grow. Her smile got wider. The mirror became her best friend. She didn't sound like a native speaker. But she sounded like someone who wasn't giving up. Chapter 3, Mistakes are Lessons. In class, Maria finally raised her hand. I go to the market, she said. Some students laughed. But her teacher smiled gently. You went to the market, he corrected. But I'm proud of you for speaking. That day, Maria learned something bigger than grammar. She learned that mistakes are part of learning. They are not signs of failure. They are steps forward. Chapter 4, The English Club. Maria joined a local English club. She was nervous the first day. Everyone seemed so fluent. But she met Omar, a kind man from Egypt who also struggled. And Jean, a shy girl from Korea. And Anna from Brazil, who laughed at her own mistakes. Together, they practiced. They encouraged one another. They shared dreams. English became their bridge. Chapter 5, The Job Interview. 1 year later, Maria applied for a job that required English. Her hands were shaking. But she remembered her mirror. She remembered the club. She remembered the word, hope. In the interview, she said, I know I'm not perfect. But I work hard. I learn fast. And I will always give my best. She got the job. Chapter 6, Giving Back. Maria began teaching English to newcomers in her neighborhood. She told them her story. She reminded them. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. Her students looked up to her. Because she understood. Because she had walked that road too. Chapter 7, The Dream. Maria's dream grew bigger. She wanted to become an English teacher. Not just in her town, but online, across the world. She started a YouTube channel. She recorded lessons. Her first video got only 12 views. But she kept going. She remembered the mirror, the club, the interview. Soon, her videos reached thousands. Chapter 8, A Letter to You. Maria sat at her desk, typing a message. Dear friend. If you're reading this, you're probably on a journey like mine. Learning English. Feeling afraid. Wondering if it's worth it. It is. I want to tell you something I wish someone told me earlier. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are brave. You are learning. You are growing. One word at a time. When I started, I couldn't even introduce myself. Now, I teach others. Why? Because I never gave up. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. With love, Maria. Chapter 9, The Invitation. Maria organized an online event called Speak English with Confidence. She invited all her students and viewers. She was nervous. She had never hosted a global event before. When the event started, her screen filled with smiling faces from 42 countries. She shared stories, games, and tips. She invited others to speak. Jean gave a presentation. Omar shared a poem. Anna danced while saying English expressions. Everyone clapped. Everyone learned. Everyone felt connected. It wasn't just about grammar. It was about courage. Chapter 10, Just One Step. As the event ended, Maria closed her laptop and smiled. She thought back to that first word, hope. What if she hadn't said it? What if she had let fear win? But she didn't. She took just one step. And that step led to everything. Now, it's your turn. Say one word. Then another. Then a sentence. Then a story. You are the next Maria. And your journey starts now.